welcome to episode 17 of the Illinois podcast. Baby girl, just like the white-winged dove, sings a song. Sounds like she's singing. How you doing, babe?
I'm doing great, Joe. How are you?
I'm always doing better because we appreciate all the support. We appreciate everybody checking us out. How do people check us out?
Well, they can go to our website, theillnoise.com. They can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and the TikTok.
Nice. TikTok, nice. Well, that's cool. Again, we want to just keep going, keep growing, and we appreciate everybody. So thanks, guys. I think the first thing we should concentrate on to start us off is the NBA playoffs. And there's a lot of stuff going on with the NBA playoffs right now. But I think there's a guy that's gotten to us. I think there's somebody in the playoffs right now that we're both like
super focused on.
We like you. We're good with you. Like you're good. And who's that guy again? Something with like a TV show or something?
Well, he has the same name as the guy from ER.
George Clooney. No.
No, there is not a George Clooney in the NBA. But there is an Anthony Edwards.
Ant-Man, right?
Yeah, I believe he's playing the team you're rooting for.
Wow, look at shots.
They already took them in 2 games.
They did in Denver.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
I don't see the Nuggets going to the finals.
Again, what I would say, young Padawan, is the series is not over. It's 5-7.
Yeah.
5-7. It's looking good.
First 2 games, it wasn't like neck and neck. Last game,
first game was neck and neck. First game they won.
Second game though, it was pretty bad.
Why you gotta talk about Ocean? But
Ocean's 11.
I was gonna say Ocean, but then I was like, let's listen.
Okay, so the player Ant-Man is being comped to the GOAT by some people, and that's pretty big.
Well, so I want to clear all this up. And by the way, Ant-Man just came on the other day and was like, don't compare me to Michael Jordan.
He's
the greatest of all time.
He's humble as
I'm good. That's good.
But he has some mannerisms, playing methods.
Yes.
The way he just presents himself. He's very much, like Jordan when he was that age. Like around 22. Rookie.
Right.
And even like Kobe Bryant,
right?
Who's also been compared to,
Michael
his
Jordan.
Greatness.
Yes, his greatness. I love that. Anthony Edwards, and I'm sure so many of you guys are enjoying him too. But Neha and I, we are enjoying the Anthony Edwards experience. It is dope. It's great. He's a killer. And what I love about Anthony Edwards, and I could never say about the king from Ohio, LeBron James, couldn't say about Steph Curry, couldn't say about a lot of guys, is he's not just like amazing offensively, but
it's like defense, and
he's a dog.
I'll have to say one of the WNBA players. She's very good defensively too.
Oh, that's cute. But we'll
I'll touch on that later.
Yeah, we'll get there. There's no way she's anywhere near as good defensively as Ant-Man, and she would admit that. But anyways,
no, but for a woman, I mean, she's pretty good.
Well, we'll get there. But Ant-Man's been great, and what's been awesome about the series so far, Minnesota against Denver, first 2 games in Denver, Minnesota wins both games. And they're playing against Nikola Jokic, a.k.a.
Joker.
I'm a smoker. I'm a midnight. No, mama's listening. But he's gonna probably win. Nikola Jokic, the Joker. He's probably gonna win his 3rd MVP here, and their team, they're the champions from last year, right? So they're the ones that like, oh no, we don't want to play against the Nuggets. And it's been really impressive to see not only the Timberwolves and the, Jaden Daniels, Karl-Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert. They got a bunch of great players. Mike Conley, much props to Conley, a big vet, almost 20 years in the league, by the way. But Ant-Man has just been, he's been awesome.
I have a new favorite for the final win. Yeah, I'm re-predicting the Timberwolves.
You're re-predicting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Over your Celtics that you chose.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah. I'm seeing the talent. I'm seeing an Ant-Man supersedes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's nice.
I'm a fan.
I mean, if I can flip it, then I'll take your team, the Celtics, so it'll be Celtics, and I'll still feel good. But I did. You initially said Celtics. I initially said Nuggets. Your pick's looking great because the Celtics just smacked the crap out of the Cavaliers. They're going to probably sweep them. If not, it'll be a gentleman's sweep. The Cavaliers might win one. And then they'll go against the Knicks or the Pacers, probably the Knicks, and then the Celtics beat that. But Ant-Man and the Timberwolves have been just impressive. And we're now fans. We've now become fans of the Timberwolves because of not even Karl-Anthony Towns, by the way, from Chi-Town.
I mean, admit it, Joe. You're a bandwagon fan.
No, not at all. I'm just saying I'm like, become a fan doesn't mean like I'm like the fan of the team. Like, they're my team.
When your team is down, you have to just start rooting for a team.
Rooting, yes. So I think more than a fan, just root. Yeah, I think that's a better word, by the way. Thank you for that. So I'm kind of rooting, not rooting for the Timberwolves per se, but just rooting for Ant-Man. Because he plays the game the right way. He plays defense. He plays offense. He's a killer. He's not afraid of no one. He's 22 years old. And he does, to put, just to kind of close shop with this, but he does show a lot of traits to a young Michael and a young Kobe. And I haven't seen anyone since Michael, since Kobe. And I haven't seen anyone since Kobe, I think, truly since now Ant-Man. And that's fun. I mean, if you love sports, you love basketball like I do, and Neha, now you've been like totally digging it, enjoying it. Like, it's just cool. And I'm glad we're both, around for the experience. Switching gears. There's other teams playing, and we'll, talk about them more as time progresses. But that's
a big highlight for us.
Baseball's happening as well. Now, I would love to talk about your Cardinals because you love St. Louis, and rightfully so after the Yankees.
But
they're the best. They have the best pedigree of any team other than the Yankees in Major League Baseball history. Much props to you. I can't say that about my team. My team is like right now on pace to be the worst team ever. So I'm only wearing this shirt because I love you guys. And as a fan, I don't stop the love. But there has been something kind of interesting happen in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles decided to throw over $500 million. That's true. $500 million to Shohei Ohtani. He's actually letting them like pay most of it, not these next 10 years, but the following 10 years. It's this whole crazy thing he did to defer the money. But Shohei Ohtani. And a lot of you probably know Shohei Ohtani because A, he's a unicorn. He can pitch and hit like no one since Babe Ruth. B, his ex-translator apparently embezzled, I don't know, $15 million.
$16 million.
$16 million. But he's been an MVP in the American League. Now he's in the National League. And if the season ended right now, which it wouldn't, because it just started. But if it ended right now, he'd be the MVP. He's leading the league in home runs. He's leading OPS, which is on base plus slugging. His numbers right now, there's only 2 players in Major League Baseball history. They're doing anything close to what he's doing right now. And I know I told you earlier, so you know the guy. But the first one is Babe Ruth. Spoiler alert, arguably the best player ever. And the second one is Lou Gehrig. And quite honestly, if Lou Gehrig didn't get Lou Gehrig disease, that's weird though, right? Like, wouldn't that be weird if you got Neha disease? Like, you'd be like, wait, what happened? And they're like, no, you got this disease, we're going to Neha.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of awkward, but
it would be.
I'm sure he got through it.
No, he didn't actually. He got ALS. Once he got it, he didn't make it that long. But
I mean, like, it would be a process, but I'm sure he'd be okay with being named after.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. Yeah. No, nice. Yeah. If I got some crazy disease nobody ever heard of that was going to kill me, and they're like, you know what, we're going to name this Joe disease, I'd be like, you know what, that's kind of cool. Right before I was that. Anyways, that got really dark. We don't get dark here. We get you know. But Shohei is just crushing it. He's crushing it. And I mean, much props to him. Like, just like transitioning to a new league, got it. Not being able to pitch this year, only being able to DH, got it. Ex-translator, potentially embezzled $16 million, got it. And he's just crushing it. And I'll tell you, it's two people that love baseball. Of course, you're a Cardinals fan. I'm a White Sox fan. We both don't like the Cubs. I'm digging it. I know you are too.
We are in a month going to a Cubs Cardinals game.
Yes, and I'm gonna, like, if you have a St. Louis Cardinals hat to give me, I'll wear it. If not, I'm just gonna walk in with a White Sox paraphernalia.
I actually did have two, but the one I have is breast cancer, and the other one that you could have worn, which you're probably gonna wear the breast cancer one.
No, I'm not. But I'm gonna wear a bunch of White Sox stuff, and I'm a root for the Cardinals because my wife.
No, I do have a shirt that was given away.
Oh.
And it's like Clark, someone with the last name Clark.
Right.
It's an oversized shirt.
Okay.
So I mean, since you're a medium.
Oh, schmedium. Yeah. So, anyways, we're digging Ohtani, and much props to him. And Major League Baseball is in effect right now. I wish our teams were better, by the way. Like, at least your team's not like potentially the worst team that ever existed.
Yeah, but they're gonna play the Cubs, and like
Cubs are crushing it this year. Tied for first with the Brewers.
Yeah, but we're going to Wrigleyville or Wrigley Field, and it's going to be a great experience.
And we're going to Wrigleyville too, by the way. We're going to hang out a little bit in Wrigleyville as well, because that's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's what I will say.
That's fun.
As a lifelong White Sox fan, going to a Cubs game is funner than a White Sox game, just because if you enjoy having a cocktail or whatever else, like, it's definitely better to be there because just everybody's.
Yeah, we went to a Cardinals Yankee game last year.
That was great.
Yeah,
that was great.
But we got to it was a day game too, so we just like toured the whole city.
We did.
Went to the brewery, and it was a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, anyways, much props to Ohtani, and glad baseball's up and running. WNBA is also up and running, and I know how much you love yourself some WNBA. Didn't you buy like the League Pass or something? Like, what's going on?
For the app, and people weren't too happy. A lot of people weren't too happy.
That you got the app? They were like, why didn't Neha get the app? I'll let you get the app.
People were pretty mad.
They're like, come on.
No, see, what happened was only one game. It was only placed. The first preseason game was aired, and there was another game aired at the same was played. It was being played at the same time. Chicago Sky and the Minnesota Lynx.
Yep.
And a lot of people were upset that this one should have been aired as well.
Right.
But the Fever and the Dallas Wings was aired. And a lot of people were just like, "Oh, it's because Kaylin's in it, so it's aired."
That's true.
And why aren't the other women?
Because they're not as popular. So I guess, and I get that, and I would feel that.
But I have to say, like Angel Reese, she.
That's our girl.
That's our girl. She is very good defensively.
And offensively. And
so she's kind of like one of these offense, defense, gems. So, but I'll say yesterday I was watching another preseason game against the Sky.
Oh, you're the one.
Sky and the New York Liberty. And the Sky beat the Liberty by 49 points.
Again, I've tried to, and again, and bro, if you're watching, which you're probably not, but if you are, I tried to let my brother know the same thing I'm going to let you know.
I know preseason I was just wanting to watch them play.
But it's like...
It doesn't... I know it doesn't matter, but I'd like to see the talent.
Right. But Yes, and I respect that and love that. But they're playing scrimmages. They're not doing offensive sets. They're not playing defense the same manner they will. It's a different thing. But I'm sure the WNBA appreciates it. And, we're going to start following them more, and we're going to hopefully.
I say the more viewing they get, women especially,
sure,
and me being a woman, the more power they're going to have.
Agreed. And
whether it be the real thing or the pre-game stuff.
I don't think the pre-game stuff matters too much. I still understand your point. And we both completely want this to grow, like the WNBA to become a thing. Now, I have to say this real quick, and we'll move on shortly. But the reason Caitlin's with the Indiana Fever, the reason that was aired, and by the way, I don't believe any WNBA preseason game has ever been aired before that. The reason it's being aired is because Caitlin Clark is bringing a certain amount of attention to the sport. That is making it popular, making people watch. And if others were doing the same, then that would be aired as well. Now, what we both hope, really quick, and I want you to respond. What we both hope is that by people watching her, they will pay more attention to the other amazingly talented women and other teams, and it'll just become more of a thing, which I'm still convinced that's going to happen. But I don't think, I get the other women. Back in the day, a lot of NBA players crapped on this gentleman named Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who was on the Bulls, because his team was getting a lot of airtime and a lot of publicity, and they were showing him on TV, even though the team was horrible. But it was but he's this amazing talent, and people want to watch him. And because of him, and we could do a whole episode on the Michael Jordan effect and what truly, truly happened in globalization of NBA basketball. But because of that, people started, and by the way, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson did initiate. But Michael Jordan started just bringing more and more people to watch. And I'm not saying Caitlin Clark's Michael Jordan, but as far as being a phenomenon, I do believe she is. All right, at least I think we both hope she is. And I hope then, there will be more eyes on the amazingly talented women of the WNBA. But I don't think it's fair to critique her, or even broadcasting for broadcasting her game. If you're the broadcasting business, you want to get views, right? Mm-hmm. And what better way to get views than the person that's brought the most eyes to college basketball of all time?
It's not what a lot of women and a lot of just people in general are saying, why didn't they have access to have both games? Because that night, 2 games were being played.
Right.
Just out of fairness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I get it. Absolutely.
Right.
Don Staley said it, and this is okay, so one of the more seasoned basketball player, WNBA players, critiqued Ice Cube.
Oh.
And I even saw some footage from Diana Taurasi. Everybody
critique Cube for offering her $5 million playing the Big 3 tournament. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and they're like, well, she hasn't won a championship.
Nope.
She hasn't been in the league 10 seasons. Nope. She hasn't won any finals.
Nope.
But, why did they do it for her?
Right. You know why? You want me to tell you why? Money, 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 money. Again, if you have a phenom, if you have a phenomenon, if you have something that people are paying attention, no matter what it is, in any walk of life, that person is going to get more attempts for financial opportunities than other people.
So before Caitlin came,
yes,
there was no female player like her.
So there's a lot that we could get into with that, and I don't want to because it kind of can actually potentially get a little racial, and I really don't want to go there. But a young white woman that's talented, can shoot like Steph Curry, it's going to bring some eyes to the party. And it's just like catching lightning in a bottle. And there's so many other things that are similar to that, but there's so much truth, really quick before we move on. Candace Parker from Naperville just retired. And I mean, she was a multiple-time MVP, multiple-time champion, an Olympian, amazing, extremely well-spoken beast. I love her. She's from like the Chicago suburbs. And listen, nobody gave her, much of a thought. So again, I hope what Caitlin Clark does is makes the WNBA more popular, and then thus brings up the cachet, the cachet of all these amazing women, and we start watching them and paying attention to them, and they become more popular, and then they can be offered Ice Cube, giving them money and stuff like that. Anyways, we will continue on with that because we'll talk about that. We did see a movie this week. I know we haven't for a teeny bit. We saw a movie called Fall Guy, and that was with Ryan Gosling, right?
And Emily Blunt.
She's smoking, or you could smoke one. Anyways, sure. But I think we would both agree that it was entertaining. It was good. It was entertaining. 0 through 5. What's your rating on that movie that we saw? Or if you want to talk about it too, I don't want to.
Well, I thought it was a really great story.
Okay.
It was a cute love story.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, it was like a big, action rom-com. Yeah. One of those big blockbuster hits.
Right. Yes.
So I give it a 4.5
out of 5. Wow. I'll give it a 3.5. I loved it. See it. It was enjoyable. Ryan Gosling is really cool. He's just got a cool vibe in the movie and stuff like that. Anyways, yes. I know that there's, I don't think it was a great movie at all, but I thought it was good. And I would say see it because there's a lot of like cool special effects where you just want to see it in a it'll make you feel good when it's all done, So, I mean, I give it a 3.5. I give it I'm glad I went, and I know you do as well. I know you do as well. So, that's our. We're telling you, you get a chance. Now I know those of you that are a little older remember the Fall Guy TV series with Lee Majors back in the day, but it's not that. But it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I mean. It wasn't really. It was a little like. It was a little. The storyline was a little weird at times.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know what was like actually going to happen or what was happening.
Sure.
Because, it was emotional. Like they were, it was like, guy like hiding his emotions about like being in love and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, come on. But I thought it was cute.
It was cute. I mean, really quick, just give a quick little synopsis as far as my thought. He's a stout man. He was in love with this girl that was just like a
camera girl.
Was a camera girl. He breaks his back on this crazy stunt. He's kind of out of commission for a year and a half. During that time, he kind of said bye-bye to her. Didn't really go into complete depths with all that, but that's okay. Then a bunch of stuff happens. They fall in love. Now, the thing, I guess, my critique, the reason I give it a 3.5 is there was a lot of fighting scenes. And when there was a lot of fighting scenes, you kind of understand that this like stunt man that was played by Ryan Gosling could like fight, because like if you're a stunt man, even if you can't fight, you're at least like pretending you can fight in different sides and you're doing these crazy things and you could like do. I couldn't understand why like she could fight. You know what I mean? Like there was like fights happening like all of a sudden. Like,
chucking things around.
I mean, all of a sudden
she's like a commando. Like
well, she wasn't going commando, but she was a
commander.
Yeah, like she was crazy. That's why I didn't get, and that's why I kind of dropped it down because felt that wasn't realistic.
Yeah,
or I feel like the story was like that developed.
Yeah, like he should have been saving her.
Yeah,
but like she was actually saving him.
Yeah, she started like, oh, I got you. So it was weird, but it was entertaining, and we like it. And again, Gosling was cool, and Blunt was cool, and she was smoking. But so we would say watch it. 4.5, 3.5. If you have a chance at 4 out of 5, why not go? That's it. 80%.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to this summer. There's just going to be like
tons of cool
every week.
Yeah,
there's going to be an awesome movie. So we're going to have a review probably every week. There might be a week or two we may miss, but
absolutely.
We're excited.
Yes, I do want to talk to you in a quick little section for this episode that we're going to call Tay Tay by Nene. It's what we're going to call Tay Tay by Nene. Something's going on with your girl. What's happening with what's happening with Tay Tay?
I mean, there's a lot going on with her because I mean, she is kind of, the thing going on in the world.
Yes.
So the Tortured Poets. Is that the name of the album? The Tortured Poets.
Not the right
Department.
Guy. I don't know.
So when I talked about it the week before,
yes,
I forgot to mention that even though it was like the first week, but in that one day, the first day, it was the most. It already broke a record. It was the most streamed album in a single day.
Oh,
in less than 12 hours.
Oh,
and it was the first album on like, I guess, all platforms or whatever to amass more than 300 million in a day. So it's not it's the album, but it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well,
she's just incredible. I've listened to this album and I love it.
Love it.
It is great. It is amazing. It is smashing. It is the bomb. And
a lot of cool superlatives, a lot of cool adjectives too, by the way. Well done.
And I'm sure all of you have heard that 14 of the songs on it are in the top 14 spots on the Billboard 100.
So for all, really quick, I'm sorry, and I want you to continue. So for all you guys out there, I was like, what are you talking about Taylor Swift? Can you say that again? Because that's really huge.
So the top 14 spots on the Billboard 100, like the top 100 songs, those top 14 songs are Taylor Swift songs from her Tortured Poets department.
So what's funny about that, back in the day, the Beatles, for instance, one of the great, I would say, arguably the greatest rock and roll band of all time, they didn't have like streaming or anything like that. At one time they had like, by the way, if we didn't tell you when we started this, like anything specifically Joe says, sometimes Neha, but specifically Joe says, it's not always accurate. I get it.
Yeah, we have a disclaimer on our site.
Please.
Yeah, so we are not 100%
sure. No, and nor would I ever want to be.
We might say something that's not actually the fact. We might be incorrect.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. I will do that way more than you will, but I will do. But the Beatles had like 5 songs on, the Billboard list and stuff, or whatever it was. By the way, again, Joe doesn't know what he's talking about. But it was something like excessive that I don't think's ever been done before. But can you repeat that again? Because that means so much. She has 14 songs. 14.
The top 14 songs
are all her.
Her songs from her last album, or her currently released album.
Well, I'm glad. 2 things. First thing I'm glad is that she met a certain tight end on the Chiefs, and they seem to have a nice relationship. But more so, I'm glad that you are such a strong fan and bring me along for the ride, because it's pretty cool. And if I had a hat, here's a hat, I tip it. I tip that. Like that's nothing but props. That's nothing but props. So I guess we'll just keep seeing how she keeps going and growing like our shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad you guys came along for the ride. I'm so lucky to be with this beautiful co-host. And we hope to keep going. We hope to keep growing. We hope to keep building. And we're we're happy you guys are with us. So until we meet again, baby girl, you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, guys. Thanks for joining us, and have a great week.
Take care, guys.